first, let's define what Tantra is.
Well, it was really about how to embrace the world and use the world as a gateway to consciousness. There is misconceptions.
Okay, so we gotta talk about those.
Yes. So a lot of misconceptions, like they'll just be like, "Oh, this is really just an orgy type shit." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can definitely prolong the sexual experience as long as you want to. You just have to have the right techniques, right? Mm-hmm. So we teach men how to do what we call edging, and also just how to become comfortable in their body.
Mm-hmm. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Wholistic Conversations. I'm your host, Brittany.
Peace, peace. And I'm your host, Akila. And on Wholistic Conversations, we are
inspiring lives one conversation at a time. And today, you all, I am so excited to introduce you all to the next guest. But before we hop into it, I want to give a special thanks to anyone that's been on a journey of Holistic Conversations for tuning in every single week. We appreciate you all. And for anyone that's new, welcome. Hey, beautiful soul. And thank you for watching today as well.
Yeah, so today we got a great guest. I'm so honored to welcome Jay English, who is a truly transformative guide. And through Honest Yoga, Jay offers a sanctuary for those seeking profound personal evolution. And his approach, termed next level mysticism, right? Integrates modalities such as energy healing, Tantra, spiritual life coaching, digital entrepreneurship, mentorship, and helping people just to facilitate a deep, integrative approach to healing and awakening. He's a homeschooling dad.
Hey, welcome to the party.
You know, we all homeschoolers here. Yes. So I'm very excited to be here with my sis, having him on here on this episode so we could dive into his journey, exploring the experiences that has shaped his path and the insights that he has gained along the way. So
that was amazing. I need to write that down. I appreciate y'all. It's great to be here, for sure.
So happy to have you here. But before we get into it, let's ground ourselves and let's just take a moment to be mindful, get present, and set the intention right. So I just ask that everybody watching and everybody here on set, let's just close our eyes for a moment. And let's take a nice deep breath in. Into our belly, holding it, and now slowly releasing. Thankful for this moment, thankful for all that is, all that was, and all that will be. Ashe.
You gotta snap to that. That's like poetry. Wow, that was really beautiful. We always need those mindful moments.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akila. So, Jay, we're gonna hop right into it. You ready?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if you're ready now.
We gonna see.
So, one of the key things I feel like this has a lot of misconceptions. Around intimacy, sex, right? We just go give the people what they want, right?
That's good.
Yeah. Tantra, right?
Yes.
Okay, you got a lot of misconceptions in today's world. So I really want to just first, let's define what Tantra is.
Okay, sure. So Tantra is a tricky thing because different people mean different things when they say Tantra, right? But traditionally, the word comes from the East. And Tantra is a system that developed sort of like as a brother-sister system to yoga. But it was really about how to embrace the world and use the world as a gateway to consciousness. So whereas yoga might say, hey, let's fast, Tantra might say, eat mindfully. Where yoga might say, hey, let's be celibate. Tantra might say, learn how to do sexuality in a sacred way. You get what I'm saying? So it's about being in the world, but not necessarily of the world. Obviously, there are some elements that deal with pleasure, but it's not meant to be in like a mundane way, right? So it's really like how to bring God into your sexual world or how to elevate your sexual world to the point where it's prayer or the point where it's worship.
So that here is like it's another level of bliss.
Definitely that. Okay. For sure. And it's weird because most people don't know what bliss is. So like I talk about bliss a lot, but it's a little different than happiness or pleasure or even joy. And so we have a lot of events where we give people opportunities to kind of get into that vibe. Like we have like our shamanic vibes party, where it's very easy. You don't really got to know a lot, super crazy dance moves or nothing. You get what I'm saying? But you get into the vibe and very quickly you're in a bliss state. And people will find, man, I feel so good no matter what was happening to me before this. And I feel like for us, particularly Black people, we need more ways to get to peace, love, and joy. So that's really a lot of my mission. A lot of stuff that I do is to bring that wave. So Tantra is a good bridge for that. But there is misconceptions.
Okay, so we gotta talk about those.
Yes. So a lot of misconceptions, like they'll just be like, oh, this is really just an orgy type shit. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I can cuss, but type shit. You get what I'm saying? And so you get what I'm saying? That whole part is like, listen, this is not about that. This is really about how do you take the sexual experience and make it something that can be a gateway to you having a vision or a gateway to you having later on in life, let's say next week, you still feeling the waves of orgasm because it was so strong. You get what I'm saying? So it's taking it beyond just the everyday sexual experience. It's just that's where people mind go. Like, yeah, right. Y'all just being freaky. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, no diddy, no freako. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with people enjoying pleasure, but we really bring an order to it so that you can control yourself. Particularly for men, it's very important to have sexual discipline. So it imposes a lot more discipline on you than the average person. But because of that, you can enjoy yourself more. You get what I'm saying? Like you can last longer. You can retain your sexual energy for a lot longer. You get what I'm saying? So,
Okay. You know, I've had the honor of going through your program, your Tantra Teachers program. So I got to see really the experience and even break through some of my own taboos about it all. And I knew that Tantra was going to be a very important part of my journey as I was, you know, working through getting over like sexual abuse from childhood and stuff like that. And I feel like that was one of the major components that I received through Tantra is, you know, I've read about Tantra being the way of coming into consciousness by way of the body.
yes.
And I really got to see that, you know, going through the program as well. It's like I did all these other meditative programs. I've done, you know, yoga, cleaning my mind, having healthy partners and different things like that that really supported that. But Tantra also just brought in this other element of like, this is sacred. This is beautiful. This is like very opening. This is like, whoa, I could channel. Like it just brought a whole nother, you know, thing about it. So I would also like you to speak to like how Tantra can like liberate us from, you know, people having old sexual contracts, karmic imprints, and like what ways have you seen it have profound impact in that way?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Thank you for saying that. So, you know, when I'm in class, a lot of times I will ask, hey, how many people have experienced sexual trauma? And unfortunately, it's typically 90% of people. And then when I ask, well, how many of y'all have caused sexual trauma? Then we get to like 99%, right? Which is to say that almost everybody, quietly, trauma is driving the ship of their sexual self. You get what I'm saying? And where do we go for that? There's no place for adult sexual education nowadays. There's no place for like, hey, I experienced this thing. How can I get therapy directly related to that? And Tantra to me is one of those vehicles where you can clear that energy. There's a lot of different ways to do it, whether it be through breath work, whether it be through meditation, whether it be through energy healing. And then there are certain specific exercises we've developed. But the thing about all of that is it takes patience because people think of sexual energy as pleasure-based, and this shit don't always feel good when you're doing the healing part. It's not like, oh yeah, let me go in and feel good. It's like, no, this is going to feel painful. You get what I'm saying? Because it's pain you're processing. But when you get through it and you clear it, you get to greater states of joy, greater states of balance, greater states of peace. You get what I'm saying? So you have to have a way to clear. And the thing is, everybody, I would say some people take the class and they like run from it a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Like they'll open that door and they'll be like, I'm not ready. I didn't realize the pain jumping out of me is more than I thought because it's like, hey, you haven't been clearing stuff for 5-10 years. So a bunch of stuff is going to come up. But if you deal with it in a sort of balanced and gradual way, it's a beautiful way for you to actually process your old stuff, come to peace with it, and that leaves you space to embrace new stuff. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And I can attest to that because I remember you had us doing an exercise in the beginning of class where we would be breathing in through our sacral and out of our heart. And like every time I did that, I ended up crying. I'm like, what is that?
Yes.
And then we had that one class where you asked that question when we did the in-person workshop, and he was like, what was your first like sexual experience? And then realizing it was connected to trauma, and I felt like almost like chains on my heart and my sacral together. Like, I just got locked.
Yes, I remember.
And I couldn't even move. And so even with you speaking about just like the painful part of it, and it was like, oh my God, I'm seeing myself in that moment. I'm seeing the little girl. I'm feeling the energy that's had me restricted. And being able to move through that and come out on the other side was so powerful. I'm glad I didn't run from that feeling. I'm glad I wasn't like, get it off, like what's happening?
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you bringing just that aspect into it, that it doesn't always look pretty, even though people think that healing gonna be looking like we just bring it in the wind.
Right. It's like, this is heavy lifting on the inside.
Heavy duty, you gotta be ready.
Yes. Yeah. And so to me, the whole body is memory. And so because of that, we have physical memory, we have emotional memory, we have mental memory, we have energetic memory. And so really with all of these systems, Tantra being one of them, we're going into each layer and being like, okay, let's move this. And sometimes you move one thing, another thing pops up, right? Or sometimes you move one thing and very quickly that thing transforms, like, man, this was pain for 10 years. And now all of a sudden I feel orgasmic, right? And so Tantra is like that, where it's like, it's kind of the mystery of it. Like, how is it that I was hurting so bad and we did this one little thing and now my heart is open? You get what I'm saying? And so that's the beauty of it. But it's definitely a technology I feel like we need. Sure.
I resonate with the idea that Tantra could be a form of therapy. Yes. That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
So would you recommend someone to start off with the solo journey first, or to want to take it into intimacy, like sexual intimacy first?
That's a good question, because I'm developing a Tantra for couples course right now. So there is space for both, but I definitely recommend everybody start out solo. And the reason why is because it's your body. Right. And I'm saying that, but let me unpack that a little bit. So like, for instance, I have a technique called dearmoring, right? Which essentially is yoni massage, right? Where a woman's like massaging the inside of her vagina. But a lot of times women be like, I'm not touching that part of my body. That's for a man to touch. And it's like, this is your body. Excuse me, man. You know what I'm saying? But because a lot of times if you bring another person into that space, let's say it's a man, and you invite him to do yoni massage, but he's not mature enough to know something's going to come up from when you were 17 years old and now you crying, it ain't about him. Can he still hold space for you and not look at it like you being too much or you distracted me with, you get what I'm saying? Because you're actually opening yourself to be able to be deeper in connection, but you got to do it with the right person. So I always recommend solo for at least 30 days, 60 days. And then if you feel safe, bring somebody in and see how it goes.
And would you say majority of your clientele is women?
Definitely. The majority of my clientele is women. I recently have had more brothers, so I'll shade to that. And I do have a brothers retreat coming up too. With my brother Big City Buddha. You get what I'm saying? And so we are being intentional at this point about inviting brothers into the space because there have been sisters coming for years, and it has to be some balance.
So what are some of the common things you hear amongst women on why they're wanting to join your program? So
a lot of it is sexual trauma is one. The other is, some women, they don't like sex. And they're like, I want to know what all this shit y'all talking about. You sound like a myth to me. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, we're going to just myth busters today. You get what I'm saying? But also there are people who are like already Tantra teachers, or like people who are already in it and they want a deeper knowledge of it because we go into the technology a lot. So a lot of the stuff that I do, you're not going to read in a book. It's stuff that's homegrown. Like, we learn from the energy ourselves by being in the practice so much. So people are like, I want that over there. I don't know where I can get that. That's the only place you can get it. So they come here. Yeah.
Okay.
How would you say that it differs from like regular sex and to this idea of it being something that can heal generational trauma or rewire unhealthy relationships or attachments with other people, or even just what you holding inside of yourself?
Man, that's a tough question. So how does it differ? It's kind of like, I don't know, if you were not dreaming in color and you didn't know it. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so now there's colors. That's a whole different type of dream, and I should have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Tantra, like my sexual world before Tantra and after Tantra, it's just like night and day. Like I would not go back. No, you get what I'm saying? I mean, the reason why is because it's like merging the most beautiful parts of meditation with sexuality. And some of my favorite times in my entire life are in meditation. And so when you merge the two, it's like, oh man, there's like two favorite foods in one. You get what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
And so why wouldn't you do that? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always surprising to me when people are like, oh no, I don't need that. I'm like, you do. Trust me. You might not know, but you do. Especially because people's relationships are struggling. You know what I'm saying? Most people are either having issues with heart or issues with sexuality. And the heart issues a lot of times are because it's old stuff from old people and it's old energy. And one of the ways, Tantra is a great way to clear out old energy. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I would recommend it for anybody that's serious, because you do have to be serious. Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
So something that comes to mind for me is the idea of sex, right? Oftentimes for men, it's like, okay, let me just get my nut off, right? Or
don't do that. Step it up, brothers. You're making us look bad. All right.
And actually, most women discuss how they don't get, they're not pleased.
Yes.
They're not reaching their, the
climax.
Yes. Most women are reaching their climax. So then it takes us back to this idea, well, what are we doing?
We don't know.
We
don't got no education. People just click and shoot.
And it's so much more than just, like you say, pleasure, because in intimacy, you can bring manifestation.
Yes.
There's other levels of, like, I just think it's more than just sex.
It's
and when I had this experience, like with the father of my children, I felt like I was just out of this world at some point. Like, that's how good it was. I'm like, wow, this is like, so like, and I actually missed that feeling.
Transparency, we getting it. All right, let's go. We talking.
Because some people don't have that level of depth and understanding of like us being spiritual beings, right? Because if you look at us just as humans, you think, oh, it is just about the nut, right?
Yeah.
But it's like something way more than that. So how can we start integrating Tantra in our relationships to build a deeper level of intimacy?
Yeah, so I want to address two parts of what you said. The first part and the second part. The second part I want to address first, just so I don't forget. So one of the things is, this is about oneness, right? Oneness is something that people will talk about as a philosophy, but nature puts certain seeds in our experience to kind of give a hint. Like, you sleep and you dreaming, hint, there's more to this world, you know? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like there's some other shit going on, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, hint, you having sex, and then you have an orgasm, you're like, hold on, I experienced something that felt like it was something beyond, right? And all these different things, whether you're sleeping or whether you're in a sexual experience, they're like doorways into understanding the nature of consciousness, really, right? And so as you had that experience with the person you were talking about, you experience some of the other layers of your body aside from your physical body, right? And so you're like, I'm in a different dimension. This ain't how it usually is.
It's almost like a deep meditation.
Yes, right. But it's because of the connection and the rhythm and all the different parts of it. So that's a beautiful thing that you can experience both with yourself, because there is like tantric meditation for you with yourself or with the partner. Now, when you were talking about the physical part, people taking long and taking too short. Both need to meet in the middle, right? So I tell people the opposite of what they think. So for men, you know, the average man, and I don't know the statistics and shit like that, brothers, y'all, listen. They say the average man, 7 to 10 minutes. I don't know what that's about. That is not, I don't know anything about that. I'm not co-signing that. That's a statistic, people. I wasn't looking, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But you can definitely prolong the sexual experience as long as you want to. You just have to have the right techniques, right? So we teach men how to do what we call edging. and also just how to become comfortable in their body. Because the idea that a sexual urge comes up does not mean that you need to ejaculate. That's not the same thing. And if you relax into it, you in fact can have energetic orgasms instead, right?
It's kind of like sometimes in the act of intimacy, we like, just breathe.
That's right. That's a fact. But you got to be on his side. You get what I'm saying? If you in there trying to kill it, you get what I'm saying? It's going to end bad. You get what I'm saying? So you understand what I mean? But,
I get what you're saying.
But for the ladies now, I always say it's two parts. One part is you got to know your own buttons. You get what I'm saying? It's dark. That man can't see down there. You got to know where. Put it right here. You get what I'm saying?
So being comfortable with communicating to your partner about what pleases you.
Yes.
But the only way you can know that if you know
discovering
yourself.
your own self. So that's why I said in the beginning. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So once you have known and discovered yourself, then you can say, I know I like to warm up like this, but once it gets stronger, I like to do this. You get what I'm saying? And so you can because essentially y'all are sharing each other's bodies, but if we don't know our own bodies, we can't share it in a balanced way.
Yeah.
The other side, though, is women have a little bit more orgasmic potential than men. All right. So in the media and shit, we kind of been sold a lie. Like the idea that sexuality is like men's domain is really a power center for women. And because of that, a woman could have 100 orgasms in a half hour. You get what I'm saying? Easily. Wake up the next day and just be skipping down the street. Right? If a man did that, he'd probably die. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I'm just saying, right? But it's like there's certain purification that has to happen for a woman to be able to do that. And a lot of times women kind of have the attitude of like, it just need to be magic. And it's like, well, it don't quite work like that. You can try it, and you can see it 1 out of 10 times is magic. Instead, it's more like engineering, and you can engineer magic all the time. But if you just rely on this person you just met at the club, and you think it's going to be magic, maybe, maybe not. You know?
Or even a man you've been with for 10 plus years.
Thanks.
You know, because if you don't know yourself, ladies, then he don't know you either.
That's a whole fact. That's a bar. That goes for everything. If you don't know yourself, then nobody else knows you either.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of experience of people who have been in intimate relationships for a long time. At first, it was magic, but then something happened, and they lost the magic. And so that's part of the reason why I want to do the couples thing, because they may still love each other, but they don't know how to get that fire back. And there is ways to do it, for sure.
Yeah, I think all of this is so very important for people to know, because I think people could just look at the videos, like some of the videos that you put out, and they're like, oh, what's going on over there? Like how you said earlier, like orgy stuff. But it's like, no, it's like some really powerful, potent medicine. And it's even just beyond the sexual experience of like two people having intercourse. But it's like being able to experience how touch, sensation coming to the body really opens up the body to not be like locked in, and the more the body opens up, the more it feels safe to be, and the more your channels like to connect with God become more clear.
Yes.
I definitely feel like it's something that deepens your relationship with the divine, and we've had the opportunity to do some with science. What do we call it?
Research and development days.
Research and development days.
Yeah, sounds like a scientist. So we have days where we experiment.
Yeah, doing experiments and doing like 3 hours of shamanic dancing and getting to see like what can happen in movement. And I think it's also very important for melanated people as well, everybody, but like indigenously, I feel like our way of meditation is through movement. Yes, we have the yogic path of ourselves where we're still, but a lot of times when you see like shamans or priestess, like we get in trance-like states through movement, through something, creating rhythmic patterns within us, and that opens up us to higher levels of consciousness. And so it's like with Tantra, we're getting to move, and you're getting to see like how people get to those shamanic states. And I think that's a part that people don't really know about. And like I'm like, everybody should know this.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. I agree. I mean, I've seen so many different amazing experiences come from just shamanic dance, right? So shamanic dance is something that was created by my brother Jason Harrison. So I want to give a shout out to him. but it's something that me and him have developed to a whole like healing modality, right? And I have a couple of different things that I've developed along the way, but that's one of the things that like it kind of stands out. There's people who like, I just want to learn this. I don't give a damn about nothing else you got going on. And it's because it's so simple and so easy to do, but the impact of it, man, after like 10 minutes, you're like, what did you do to me? You know, like they done popped the pill or something. You know what I'm saying? They just doing this simple little movement, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's the genius of it, and that's the beauty of it, is it doesn't take that much. It just takes connection and flow. And then you see like, oh, I'm actually feeling like I'm about to, I see myself in Amazon right now. I'm looking at some plant. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, but you sitting in your living room. You get what I'm saying? And so you can like, yes,
just the movements, clothes on and all.
Yes.
And you're still creating that experience.
So I love to share that type of stuff because we need it.
Yeah. One of the things I read about Tantra is rhythm, how important rhythm is. This constant, like, just a rhythm. How important is that in Tantra?
So rhythm is life itself, you know. The heartbeat is rhythm. The brain waves are rhythm. In the sexual experience, rhythm is important, particularly when we were talking about this conversation about climax. Rhythm is important. But there's a brother. I don't know. He's talking about this stuff. There's a brother who I really was influenced by. That this brother has a book named Stroke Skills. Okay, understand?
I heard that.
Shout out to the brother. His name is Montique Stefan. Right, and he has this book called Stroke Skills. And he really influenced how I thought about Tantra and all that, because Tantra is very spiritual, but he kind of approached it from a almost physical, scientific way of like, okay, certain people's bodies need certain rhythms. Women's walls, certain parts are more sensitive than others, this sort of stuff, right? And this piece is very important because you can be all meditative energy, but I found when I first started and I didn't have that piece, certain women were like, but I want you get what I'm saying, the primal energy, you get what I'm saying? And it's like, you need to have that balance, right? There's nothing wrong with it being physical, with it being intense, but also it can be loving, it can be emotional, but also it can be transcendental. It can be of a higher consciousness. So having that balance, I think, is what makes it holistic and makes it feel like, oh, I've had like a full meal, you know, with the experience. Yeah.
I love that. So you spoke to how that helped inspired you in that way. But like all of this is under the umbrella of honors yoga.
Yes.
You know? So it's like, what inspired you to want to create honors yoga? What made you choose this path? Because it's like, it's more than Tantra. You know, it's getting into the energy healing. It's becoming the sage, being able to dive into yourself, become the yogi, right, on the yogic path. So like, what was your inspiration in that?
So I always just wanted to know, like, hey, our ancestors were supposed to be able to build pyramids and all this stuff. I want to figure out how they did these ancient things. We heard they levitated, bricks and stuff. And I'm like, if can't nobody do it now, I don't believe it. You get what I'm saying? That's how I am. So I really asked somebody back in the day, like, man, do you know anybody that can put me onto this? And they were like, I know a dude. And I was like, all right, well, tell me about this dude. You know what I mean? And they was like, well, this is the thing. We heard he could turn into an owl. And I was like, say that again now. Because I think you just said something crazy to me. And he said, I heard he could turn into an owl. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, they were smoking weed. I was like, some good ass weed. First of all, don't smoke, but I'm thinking about it because you said that. But then also, take me to your leader now, because you done said this man could turn into an owl. And I'm from the hood. I ain't heard no shit like that. So I go and meet the man. And as I'm talking to him, I don't remember nothing he said. All I remember is I'm looking at him, same way I'm looking at you. And like the outline of his body, it was changing colors. And I was like, that's not an owl, but that's good enough for me. Because why are you changing colors? You know what I'm saying? And so then I just signed up to do his yoga class, and I'm stretching, and I'm like, why am I doing yoga? I thought I was going to be meditating, levitating, whatever. But gradually, he really taught me and awakened me to the path of Kundalini. And from there, Tantra, energy healing, and all the other things that I do, meditation, they really are part of that essence, right? So Kundalini is energy, a certain type of energy, but people see us doing, stuff in energy healing sessions or in Tantra or whatever. They're like, how is this? It's not real. I'm like, oh no, it's real. Come through. I love all skeptics. Yo, come through. Please do.
Yeah.
right.
I can attest.
Yes, it's absolutely real. But it's just, we're not used to being in intense spiritual spaces, and especially when it's just you. Like, people are like, so where are you getting this energy from? I'm like, it's from me. They think like it's got to be from, the Christians like got to be from the devil, or one dude's like you got some type of magnet in your back pocket or something. I'm like, no, it's just we've learned how to cultivate our energy. You get what I'm saying? People will see a Chinese man break a brick in a movie. You get what I'm saying? And it's like that same principle of chi. You can cultivate it in different ways. So we use that stuff for healing. We use it for consciousness. We use it in the sexual space. All that.
Yes. I think people don't even realize, like, catching the Holy Ghost is kind of a very similar experience you get when your Kundalini rises. Like, it feels like something just kind of just takes over and everything just becomes very illuminated in the moment. And your body is moving all over the place. And, depending on the path, you are going to, like, speak in different tongues because the energy is moving so fast that there's no room for language this like English language, you're like moving more into that primal cosmic language, so it's like, no, you guys are getting a taste of it, but it's you sectioning it off for like religion and not even just the umbrella of the whole religion, but like one denomination, like Pentecostal people, where other people, it's like, don't do that. Don't let the spirit rise. It's like, keep that down. But it's like we're missing a whole aspect of our consciousness by trying to like close that off.
Absolutely.
So like, but at the same time, like drawing up, Kundalini energy is very potent, and many yogis say like, you got to be careful about cultivating that energy.
I'm wonderful.
I am too.
That's a fact. Shout out to you.
Yes. So, but speak to that. Like, what do you feel like is the internal conditions that a person should have, like that would best set the stage for them to be able to sustain, such potent healing medicine as Kundalini energy moving through the body?
And can I bring something in there as well?
Sure.
What were some of the things you had to let go first before you talk about what other people need to do? I want to know something about you and your experiences that, parts of you had to let go in order to achieve your Kundalini energy.
Yeah, so, okay, I'll tell two stories.
Like that, that's good.
2 stories. I'll tell 2 stories. So my teacher, he had hit me to certain people that were like very intense in their practice. And so this is like when I'm in college and I'm like meditating 3 times a day. I'm gonna find God tonight. Y'all done told me how to do it. I'm doing it. I'm not playing. You get what I'm saying? And
tonight.
You get what I'm saying? Like, why we don't know if tomorrow's coming. I'm coming tonight. So I'm super in it. And one day I went a little too far. And so I was sitting in my dorm room and my girlfriend at the time was on her way to come get me. And I was watching the speaker because I could like see music. So I'm like watching it, sort of like geometrical patterns. I'm just looking at it. And there's this feeling in my stomach. And it feels like it's a piece of shit. And it's moving up. And that's not good. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to die. I done did this crazy Kundalini stuff. This shit rising up. And I shouldn't have done this. But my mama and my dad already bought their tickets to my graduation. My graduation's coming up. And I'm visualizing the picture. Young man dies doing strange yogic breath. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm imagining. So I'm like, damn, it is what it is. It's too late now, right? So as this is all happening, the shit coming up higher. And it's like, it's going to get to my heart. Lord, kill me now. I don't want no shit in my heart as I die. You get what I'm saying? So I'm panicking. So then it rises up past my heart. And I'm thinking like, if it gets to my throat, oh my God. But it goes to the back of my head. And I feel like 1,000 little bubbles. And then the room becomes quiet and I can't hear nothing. Even though like the music is in the background, it's like I can't hear. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. This is it. I can deal with this though. It's not that bad. You get what I'm saying? So my girlfriend at the time, she screams. She's like, hey, are you coming downstairs? And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to go down the stairs. So I go to the door. I go to the window and I look down. And when I see her, it's just like all light, like it's like all chakras. Like I can't see her, and I'm like, I am dead. Like I'm like, oh my God. But I'm like, this was one of those experiences that it was so like, I couldn't understand it at the time. You know what I'm saying? So once I went to the car, I was able to see her whole body look like a constellation. But that was like a third eye awakening for me, and it was the beginning of me being able to see. Right, and so that experience, I say that because sometimes you encounter stuff. It's not like what you see in the book. It's not like comfortable. You get what I'm saying? And there's no one there with you to be like, you're going to be okay. right? But it was a beautiful experience for me, and I've helped people to be able to see since then. So I definitely think Kundalini has the power to do stuff like that. It's just you never know when that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you had asked about me, and then you had asked about cautions, right, for other people. So this is the thing. Preparation, a lot of what people call as yoga, right? And I mean, people be doing yoga just like stretching. You get what I'm saying? And as they do that, a lot of that is really the prep work, right? People don't know that, but like yoga as a system is designed for like transcendental consciousness and like Kundalini and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't go that far, like when they say like the 8 limbs of yoga, but like the beginning prep is like, okay, you need to do asana, right? So there's certain breath work, there's certain meditation work, there's certain, even like body work. Like you need to be, like there's people who work out a lot and it's like Kundalini not going to make it through them dense ass muscles. Like you need to also do yoga in combination with it. You know what I'm saying? There is people who are very, let's say, rageful or lustful, or people who
said rageful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so if you have energetic imbalances, when Kundalini first awakens, it's going to push you further into that imbalance to purify it.
Yeah.
So you have to, that's why they were like, you know what, just be a monk, because just cut all that shit out so you don't have no more risk. You get what I'm saying? Because there's the thing, if you already are like, listen, I'll be outside, Kundalini will have you wilding.
Yeah.
And so you have to be like, okay, I'm setting limits on all those layers so that I can control myself. So that this becomes a system of self-mastery and not just debauchery. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes. That's good. That's good. And I am wholeheartedly with you.
Yes.
Because if that energy is moving through you and you haven't had moments of purification, you only strengthen your beast.
Right, exactly.
Especially because it drawing up from below, it's like it's bringing that primal energy up, and it's like has the primal aspects of yourself been tamed enough for it to even come up into this level of consciousness? Because if it hasn't, then what it learns, it uses to control, manipulate, or have dominion over others. So it's really important to make sure like that you bringing it up to a lofty space.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't recommend people learning about Kundalini from YouTube University. Do not do this. Learn from a teacher or learn from a community of people that practice it. But it's like electricity. So you don't go into your course just fucking around. You don't know what you're doing. Deal with somebody that can help you, because things come up. And a lot of times people will think like, oh, I have a Kundalini thing. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fast. And it's like, this is not what you should do, actually. You should do the opposite. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like some of it's counterintuitive to what standard spiritual teachings would be. Yeah.
So what advice would you give someone who's interested in raising their Kundalini energy?
Why do they want to do that? I mean, because it's a serious thing. I mean, it's beautiful. If a person really wanted to do it, they were sincere, and I got the sense there. Like I have a couple of mentees now that are serious about it. I mean, the first thing is you need to have a steady meditative practice. That's the only thing that's going to center you when the energy goes super to the left or super to the right. Meaning one day you don't want to eat for 10 days straight, then you want to go to the buffet for 10 days straight. This sort of issue, right? But you need to be centered so that you don't move off your center despite that, right? The other part is you have to learn about energy, right? Because energy is a certain language, and you have to be able to speak that language. So I would recommend people start studying energy in a variety of different ways, and then find a teacher that's serious about Kundalini, because there's a lot of people that just deal with energy, but not this type of energy. Like, there's different types of healing. Like you have like Reiki, and there's different people that do like healing stuff, but Kundalini is an intense energy. And so if you embrace it, prepare for your life to be a little topsy-turvy at first. And then it's going to be smooth sailing eventually. But at first it's going to be sort of like chaos. You see, like sort of, but it's like, how if your room is junky and you're like, you know what, I'm throwing everything on the ground and then I'm gonna clean it up and put it back in order. Kundalini is like that. Yeah.
So this isn't something you would recommend for all humans. When I read of the Book of Wisdom, they related Kundalini energy to Christ consciousness.
Yeah. I get it.
For me, when I look at them, like, okay, we all ideally should reach this state
Yeah.
as humans.
That's your heart talking. Yes.
But
Yes.
but there's also a responsibility
Yes.
as well that comes with it. So not everyone has the ability to hold that.
Yes.
But I do believe that it could be a part of the awakening the human
Yes.
to who we truly are.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Yes, but it's just that it's like, if I had it my way, I would give everybody good. But it's just like, I'm going to walk up this mountain. Y'all going to walk up with me? You get what I'm saying? I'm going to give you the water. I'm going to tell you how fast you should walk. Only, if I take 100 people, only 20 people going to make it. And it's nature's way. Everybody is not necessarily prepared for it. But the more people we do have prepared for it, even if a person only goes halfway, their life could be amazingly enriched by it. You know? So I definitely would recommend Kundalini as a path, but approach it seriously and cautiously. People would be like, I ain't serious yet. Don't fuck with Kundalini then until you get serious. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of those things, like you said about Christ consciousness. Like this is kind of like once you deal with it, there ain't going to be that much more energy, more intense than this. So if you could master this, you're pretty much good. You get what I'm saying? That little heartbreaking shit, don't worry. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying because we encounter things and it's like, no, you're going to have that type of stuff happen all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right? And so the little things that come up in life, so like, like darkroom. I do this thing called darkroom. We do 3 days and nothing but dark. When in that, you experience shadows, fear, and they appear to you as physical things. Like a gorilla beating on your chest because you're afraid of something that's going to happen. But once you conquer that and you're out in the everyday life, you experience a shadow of it. It's smaller. You get what I'm saying? So when you encounter the energy and you really process it, the stuff that you encounter in your everyday life is easier to deal with because it's not as intense as the actual practice.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad you brought that the shadows part up. What do you feel like on your path was like some of your most profound shadows that you revealed about within you, and how did that facing those change how you decided to walk and show up in the world?
Yeah, so one of the shadows that I have my mama's heart, and there's a light in the dark to that, right? And my mama is like a universal love person, or just unconditional support. You get what I'm saying? And so I used to be like this. And it caused some problems for me, actually, some big problems for me, because you cannot want to help people more than they help themselves. And it will create chaos in a lot of my relationships because I will be trying to help people and they're not that interested. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm really controlling in a way. You get what I'm saying? Trying to help them, quote unquote, but really I need to be focused on myself. If this is as far as you want to go, I need to be at peace with that. You get what I'm saying? And so there were so many ways, both in my intimate relationships and in teaching, where I had to like let go and just be like, listen, I'm only here to take you as far as you're trying to go. And then after that, and so that took time for me to learn because as we were talking about before, I want everybody to have the consciousness. You get what I'm saying? But it's just not this way. You get what I'm saying? So I had to accept that. So that was tough for me just because I thought in my mind, I'm like, well, Spirit told me to do this so that I could awaken everybody. Y'all hurry up. You get what I'm saying? But divine time, all in divine time.
Yeah. And oftentimes I believe when you are transcending and becoming better, we want to bring the other people with us.
Yes. Yeah, I want to shout it from the mountaintops. It's good
Come on, But really, I believe, too, in your spiritual journey is teaching you how to elevate and not drag people along. And sometimes you got to let them go.
Yes.
And that could be hard, too.
Yes.
So how do you even deal with that? Letting people go and allowing them to figure it all out by themselves, because oftentimes when they're ready, they go come back and be like, oh, I finally get what you were talking about.
It's 100% right. So I just think about it now as one, I serve as an inspiration, right? But I didn't pick them up in the first place, so I can't let them go. You get what I'm saying? They are walking with me. They journey with me. And all of life is like that. We kind of like make these titles up to make us believe it's not like that. But always you're traveling with people for a period of time. And that time will end at some point. And as long as you keep that in your mind, you're fine. If you start clinging, I want it to be the way it used to be. It won't be that way. But there will be something else beautiful in the future if you just allow. So I don't have to worry about letting people go because I ain't never hold on to them in the first place. I was like, I expect you to come. I expect you to go. You are part of the way that we're all in each other's life for a period of time.
So if you all are out there and you hear this story, just know it's okay to allow people to exist in whatever forms they want to, but don't allow that to stop you from your journey, your path, and your growth. Because it's very important to continue to be the best version of yourself. Because the people that surround you, they go come back and they go ask you for advice, and you're going to be the guide to guide them. So keep being yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm going to add one thing to this.
Yes.
So, and this is a Tantra thing, kind of, because Tantra is all about connection. And so how can you teach both connection and detachment together, right? So like, I'm connecting all deep with this person. I done had all these transcendental experiences. Now you're telling me let them go. What do you want? What do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? It's confusion. So what I always say is, if you always say yes to the moment, you'll be fine. If you say yes to the moment of connecting, you'll be fine. And then when they're gone, you say yes to the moment of sitting with yourself, you're fine. You say yes to the moment of rain, you're fine. You say yes to the moment of the sun, you're fine. But you just have to say yes to each moment that the Spirit is given to you, and there will be no issue.
And it's like accepting the moment and not expecting the moment.
There we go. Yes.
Accepting and not expecting. It's very powerful medicine.
Yes.
And I also feel like example is the best way to teach. You know, when you are trying to impose it on others, people put up a lot more resistance and you create more frustration inside of yourself. But if you just show up presenting what it is that you actually believe in, because first of all, even to be a teacher or to be in this position, you have had to put yourself through these things on a daily basis, and then people will see that, and they'll not only just see that you're doing it, but they'll see the impacts of how these changes you've made in your life has evolved you. And that's what people get magnetized towards more than just what you tell them. It's like, oh, not only are they talking about it, but they're living it. And as I'm watching them live it, I'm seeing how they're transforming their lives. I'm seeing how their behaviors, their thought patterns, and different things don't look like how it used to. And I feel like that's a more powerful magnetizing energy than anything else, you know? And just accepting that your walk is for you at your time, and everybody's not on the same timeline, and for different varying reasons. So I think it's good to really just understand that.
Yeah, for sure. Acceptance is super important. Absolutely.
And just being okay with yourself. The more you are confident and comfortable in who you are, the less what other people think does not bother you. Like when I go back home, and it's like really good to be around family, right? The idea of like, oh, I get to be around family and haven't seen them in a couple months or years. But then when I'm back in that environment, I'm like, okay, I missed y'all for a moment.
For a moment.
You know,
But you might not be aligned with what they got going on.
And oftentimes I find myself secluding or going more into solitude because what they, you know, how they party or how they interact with each other isn't to my satisfaction and what I desire, and just connection, right? Because it's more than just like drinking alcohol, shots, like, you know what I'm saying? It's more than that. So I just want everybody to know that it's gonna be okay to be yourself, and then it's okay if you don't feel as comfortable around your family or your friends or the people that were close to you at some point. It's okay to feel that way, and trust and believe that you're creating a light that other people see, but they just don't know how to connect with yet. So keep being a source, for sure.
Yes. I'm glad we're talking about this, because what's bringing up for me is just like, because I'm a person that holds space too, and a teacher as well. But as a woman, I see men show up, you know, but like you said, I see mostly women show up too. And in that, as a woman, I'm like, okay, I can see my reflection showing up to wanting to be in these spaces. But I'm curious to know, like, as a man, that's a spiritual teacher that, you know, people could call a healer, you know, because you're creating healing spaces. Like, how does that feel within you, being able to be the example, but as a man? Like, what are some things that you've experienced, like other men seeing you in these roles and how they feel about it? Like, being able to maintain this position, knowing that it's not a lot of men that are moving in this way, even though I feel like there is. I feel like I meet a lot of men that are, but they don't always step into the healing spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to come to the retreats or the workshops and stuff like that. But it's a lot of men out there not only like wanting the healing, but like wanting to know it's safe to step in those spaces and be transparent and vulnerable and really like let a lot of walls down. But I'm curious, like, from the man's perspective, like, what is that journey of watching the brothers out there like coming into sacred divine masculinity?
Good question. I think it's tough for men sometimes because a lot of men's goals is really just to do things that get women. Like, just to cut, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, if this ain't making me no money, you get what I'm saying? Like, why am I sitting here crying with y'all? You get what I'm saying? All I'm going to do is give her some fuel to flip on me later. So let me go. You get to the bag. You know, that's what she said she wanted, the bag. I'm going to get the bag. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like subconsciously in the man's mind, and then really in a way it's mundane because that is the root of maybe what women want, but women want more than that also. Right? Women fundamentally have a lot of heart energy. They want to connect, and they also are very connected spiritually. So you got to be holistic. You need to have that root energy, but you also need to have all the levels. And I think a lot of the more recent gender discussions have really just been about the root energy. And so brothers like, if I get this, if I'm this tall, and I got it, right? And it's like, it's more than that, you know? Yeah. And I think if they understood that, if you connect and you elevate like to that divine masculine way of life, women are more than happy to connect with you. Like, it's not an issue. You get what I'm saying? But it just becomes a, like, are you going to do that work for yourself? And it really becomes a question of self-love rather than trying to impress people from the outside. Right. If you pour that love into yourself, people want to be a part of your world. It's just simple as that, really. Yeah. Also, I want to say, because I forgot to mention, Light Codes Collective, right? Hey. So me and this awesome sister here are teaming up. Right, to do a thing because she has a school and I also have a school and we are working together. So look forward to some cool announcements in that regard. We're forming like a Black Healing Alliance.
The Avengers, you know, the Hogwarts of mysticism. Yes. But when you were mentioning that, like, me and Brittany was just on the phone the other day talking about that, and she was having a whole sermon, right? Can I say about the sermon? I mean, well, you can step in, you know, but she was just, you know, really just speaking like, you know, women be really ungrateful because men really be. They be trying to show up and give us what they want, and we still complaining, you know? Yeah. And I was also just sharing with her, too, like, you know, I'm realizing as well that some men don't realize there's more value to them than them being able to provide. Yeah. So when they're giving, they're not giving from depth. They're giving from this perspective that, like, I'm only valuable if I could buy this woman something. Yeah. And it's like how you were just saying, like, basically you're putting your value only at the root, you know, and not realizing there's so much more of a capacity that you can come up out of, you know. So what do you think about that, like, as far as men being able to redefine or reshape or add to what it means to be a valuable man? Because it's like, you're not just valuable because you make $1.
This is a tricky discussion, but there's a lot to it, you know. I think part of what's happened is, you know, on social media, it's kind of like if you say something as a man, you got to be careful because women will jump on you. So because of that, men kind of don't say nothing. Right, so they, like, you know, like, there's times where I, like, ask questions. I'll say, hey, men, what do you think? And the women will be commenting on the men and the women's posts. And they will be like, 2 men. You get what I'm saying? And part of this is just women being expressive, but also is men being like, man, it ain't safe out here. You get what I'm saying? If I say something, you know? And so there is, I'm giving you.
No, that's real. That's real. Because I do think even when you're saying that women comment under the post for when you direct it towards men, it's because women want so much control. And that's what comes to mind when I hear, like, sometimes I believe it's, you know, in the Black culture, us women, sorry, don't get offended.
We gotta say facts. Ain't no sorry. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Don't get offended, ladies. No,
If you want to be accountable,
you gotta take accountability.
Yes, it's very much.
But I think a lot of women do want control because control comes from the fantasy that we created of what it's like or what our world should be like when a man enters it.
Sure.
And I think it's a lot of projection. So a man could just say, I don't even want to say nothing, because if I say something, I'm gonna have so many rebuttals.
Yes.
Because women, we want to be in control. It's like allow a man the space to be who he is without always wanting more.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that even I have male friends and they be like, yo, not with a black woman, some black women, I don't feel like I'm human. They don't treat me like I'm a human.
Yeah. I get there's a level of objectification that's happened to men over time. And it's tough. I'll say this, part of what happens is men have to redefine themselves in reference to themselves. A lot of times if I ask a man or even a woman, like, what makes a good man, it's almost always things that serve a woman, and not just like, there's more to manhood than just serving women. If you make that your whole idea of manhood, you're basically externalizing your validation. And so you're leaving yourself open to control. It's like this woman might say something like, you need to do this, this, and this, or you're not a man. And it's like, you might be a great man, you're just not fulfilling her particular fantasy, and that's okay. Y'all not aligned. Doesn't mean you're not a man. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be careful about that part. That could get real tricky. You get what I'm saying?
That's it.
And then the other side of it is men and women have to get to a place of gratitude more so than like consumption.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like I'm looking to this person to be my everything, and if they not, then they're trash. You get what I'm saying? This person is just a part of my community, and I may reach out to them, and they may be able to help me for a period of time. They may be of great help to me, but just because they don't fulfill all 10 of my fantasies, I'm saying because this is like,
it doesn't
like
hold them less valuable.
Yeah, and it's like this person might be amazing as just like a photographer, but they're not everything for you. Don't let them be what they are. If y'all not aligned, just keep it at that.
Yes.
It's more like
and just showing more appreciation for what they are giving out, and not saying, well, that ain't enough. Yeah. Because I just had my awakening experience where I was when someone is so accommodating and generous and kind, and it's like, wow, they do so many things. But then when I'm in my own world and they're like, okay, these days work for me, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, that don't work for me.
Yeah.
So they got offended because it's like, hey, like, I've been over accommodating, flexible, generous, and then for you to say that that's not good enough for you, it's like a slap in the face. And I'm like, I had to sit back and be like, you know what, you're right. Because you have been so many of these other things, and just because this one thing don't fit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, show more appreciation and gratitude, because ultimately that's what a man loves the most.
Yes.
It's to feel appreciated.
Yeah. I mean, a man's path is a path of sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? Man's supposed to get up, work, bring the money, bring home the bacon to the kids. But it's like, at least be appreciated for it. And I'd be like, just 90,000. Where the other 10? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So it's, but I appreciate even having this conversation. I think it's complicated in some ways because Black people are a little different than other people in the sense that we have more of a matriarchal orientation. And so there is a debate in a way about whether or not that is in fact more balanced or is that in fact out of balance. You get what I'm saying? And different people have different perspectives on that, where it's like, Black women in traditional African societies are more empowered than other women. But I feel like we carry that over here. We have the big mamas and all that stuff. But also sometimes we have some warrior women in our culture that are like, kind of like, I'm the man type, and so we have to struggle with that, the light and the dark of that, and how to make sense of that. And other people don't necessarily have that all the way. So that I think that makes it a little bit more complicated when we look at us, if we judge us reference to other people, because they don't have that type of culture all the time.
But we also do have to make that comparison, because Black men like dating out their culture because they would say it's easier. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta call it.
I hear you. That needs to be said. If men are saying it, it needs to be said. I don't know that it's easier. I date black women, so I can't. Don't quote me for saying that. But I get it because it's a point of reflection. Like, and I think what is important about that is like, okay, as a woman, I think a lot of the way men and women's operating systems are different. You know, there are ways in which we're the same, of course. But like, I feel like women sometimes operate off a principle of like satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bought me some food yesterday, but not today. So that spaghetti from yesterday, not eating up my stomach today. What's today? And you like, I'm tired. It's like, well, you better get out there and give me some, you know, that type of thing. And it's like, I'm saying this is important because if you've done 9 things right, and the 10th thing wrong, some people will be like, you got 90%. And some people will be like, if it ain't 100, it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And so that is a thing that if we want more stable relationships, if we want more stable connections, and if we want men to try, because this is the thing, the truth of it, it's hard enough just to make money, right? But then it's also hard enough to find somebody you align with. But then after all that, okay, let's say marriage, right? Which is something that in a lot of ways is dying, right? All right, now you're supposed to not cheat, which is fine. I'm not a fan of cheating. But I'm saying, where do men get training to be able to do all of this? This is where the Tantric question comes in. It's like, how could you be expected to perfectly for 30 years straight not cheat when you have no sexual discipline your entire life? Right? And then it's like, and then if you do it, all the things that you've done before ain't shit, you would know shit. It's like, I was good for 10 years straight. Just one time. It's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Get out of my house.
That's real.
It's like, when we respect, I'd be like, man, I don't know if you should do that because you got to get a flawless score on every exam for the rest of your life. And you don't got no prep work. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's good.
That's powerful.
That's juicy. That's juicy. I definitely feel like, you know, we've just, the world itself, societies itself, just being built off of shadows.
Yes.
And so we're just not even being nurtured according to our true nature. And so a lot of us are acting outside of ourselves, you know, and outside of, you know, just trying to keep up certain images that we think we have to be, you know. And I feel like it's very important not even to just say like I'm a woman, I'm a man, but like to recognize I have both principles inside myself. Like I have masculine, I have feminine. So when I know that I have masculine inside of me, I'm not externalizing provision. I'm being able to say like I could provide for myself, but not only can I provide for myself, but the divine provides for me.
Come on.
And that like allows space for me to be taken care of and not only relying on other people to do that, so that I'm not connecting based off of something so surface. It's not to say that you don't want partners that can, you know, financially contribute, of course, or even just pay for everything, whatever y'all dynamic is. It has nothing to do with that, but just that internalized structure makes you choose people that are more aligned, like you said, as opposed to you picking people off of what you're attracted to, what they have, you know? And when you see that within yourself, if you say like, I have certain values within myself, there's certain things you won't tolerate anymore, or not even tolerate as like you better than somebody, but it's just certain situations you want to put yourself in, you know, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. And if a man is like being able to see himself as like, I'm more than just the money that I bring here, or a woman is like, I'm more than just my vagina, you know what I'm saying? Like I could bring something more deep into connecting with somebody else, because it's like people want depth, but they don't want to do the work that requires to get depth. 100%. You want to have longevity, but don't want to do the work that requires to have longevity. And so I think it's more than just like what these roles are, but really like how much inside of myself can I cultivate, so that when I come to a person, I'm more coming from wholeness rather than fragmented parts of myself that is going to always feel a void, where you could be like, oh, I did 9 things, but you didn't do that 10th thing, so you're not enough, you know, because you're not looking at the world from a holistic point of view. You're looking at it from with holes.
I love the way you said that. I want to reflect that back to you from a male's perspective, but I do want to say the "you not enough" thing we always have to keep in mind when you're saying these mantras, you're also saying them to yourself. You get what I'm saying? So that whole part, you get what I'm saying, right? Everybody not enough. You get what I'm saying? But as a man, the same way you said that, a man has to look and not just see beauty in a woman and see the way her body is shaped and see like, okay, I need to develop my own feminine energy, develop my heart, develop my intuition, develop my connection to spirit, so that I'm not just coming to this woman as my damn therapist or to use her for her feminine energy and her nurturing. You can be nurturing too. You can be supportive too in that way. You can bring spirituality too in that way. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times men will neglect that side of themselves and then like try to get 100 women around them to like balance it. Like I'm not nurturing my feminine energy. I'm just going to be straight on the masculine side, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you do it, you kind of get in an extreme where now you need somebody else to connect to that other. Like, I need you to cry for me type thing. You get what I'm saying? And it's out of balance. Ultimately, we're talking about how to be more balanced and more whole.
So do you feel like you're a balanced man with your masculine and feminine?
I mean, okay, so I will say that I think that balance is a term. Like, I don't think I'm like 50% feminine. I'm mainly in my masculine energy. I'm a man. Like, I'm a father. I have to be a father.
And what percentage would you say?
I say I try to be 75-25. You know what I'm saying? But I have to be a nurturing person to my children and also for the work that I do. The work I do is very heart-oriented. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always, they call me Baba and Father and all these things. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I serve as a person that can hold space for them and sometimes hold them like their father or their mother would. You get what I'm saying? Because we need that. We need a lot of reparenting. There's some people who didn't have either one. You get what I'm saying? And so I have to lean into that side of myself sometimes. Yeah.
So I asked that because what does that 25% of your feminine energy looks like, whether that's in fatherhood or in partnership?
Yeah, so a lot of the discussion that we were talking about in Tantra is really me leaning on that side of my energy. When we're going into shamanic dance and all that stuff, you're really tapping into the water side of yourself. You know, you're really tapping into the energetic side of yourself. Like, Key knows, like, if you come and you see, like, an energy healing session, the women are way more easy to receive it, way more open to expression. They're way more in tune with the energy. You get what I'm saying? So me being an energy person, I'm like really on that side of the equation in terms of understanding. There's a lot of men that are like, this some bullshit, I can't feel nothing. But the women are like, man, this shit crazy in the room. Because naturally they're more in tune with that frequency. You get what I'm saying? So that's one layer of it, is the energetic side, the internal side, the intuitive side. But the heart side also. So like as a parent, I spend most of my time with my babies. You get what I'm saying? And so whether I'm homeschooling them or whether I am giving them discipline or whatever the case, I'm always a person that's thinking about it like, okay, I know how it was when my father lectured me, and I always try to provide the cushion that my grandmama would give me, you know? Like, I'm gonna come here, let me hug you. You get what I'm saying? Let me kiss you. You know, I'm very like lovey with my babies because I feel like they need that. You get what I'm saying? And I benefited from that as a young person, and I want to give that to them, and the world isn't going to necessarily give that to them. You get what I'm saying? So to the extent that I can, I offer it. Yeah.
So if your child falls, hurt himself, get hit, so what is your response? It's not like, all right, get back up. You got to be tough. You got to, you know, because that's typically why a lot of men suppress their emotions, because they've been taught not to feel.
Yeah, and I don't think not feeling makes you tough. Being tough makes you tough. You get what I'm saying? So I always say Mike Tyson might bust out in tears, but you're not going to think he's not tough because he can fight. You know what I'm saying? Fighting is different than crying. You get what I'm saying? Like,
period.
Little boys and little girls cry all the same. And crying is healthy. Fresh water is going to remove the old stale water. You get what I'm saying? So that's
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? There's like a type of therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with crying. Like, but with that said, man, you cry all the time now. You're gonna get some pushback from certain women because they want to feel safe around you and they want to feel protected, right? So you have to have that balance, right? So I tell men sometimes, if you do want to cry, there's nothing wrong with crying alone. If you do cry with your woman, do it here and there. Don't be crying every day. You know what I'm saying? But if you need to cry every day, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. With that said, for me, when I look at all of this stuff, it's really like we're whole people. Forget, like I made it a practice one time. I'm gonna go catch the bus and just cry if I need to. And whatever people see, they see. because I have to also process the like shame and guilt. Like, I shouldn't be crying. I got to cry. So what we gonna do? You gonna judge me? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be who I am.
So what parts of you get triggered, or what are the thoughts that come into your mind when you do want to cry, but maybe feel the shame or feel the guilt? What comes up for you?
You have to talk to the old me. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm gonna cry.
Okay, so
if I gotta cry right now, y'all gonna see some tears. Like, I don't care. I mean, what could be
sure.
done? You know what I'm
But
saying?
I think it's just a good point of a reference for some men that could be dealing with that same shame and guilt. So let's talk to your old self. Tap in, because it's still in there.
Yes,
you know
yes. So me from back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, like, I had to go through like a 6-month journey of heart meditation to clear my heart, because I had I wish a nigga would thing on me from being from that. I'm from Jersey. You get what I'm saying? But what I found is.
No, you good.
Okay. So what I found for me, especially, it's really about heart. And as stuff comes up, it's like, do I choose myself or do I choose what other people think, even though I don't know what they think? Right? And I choose to judge them through the part in me that's like they. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I have to separate myself from my they. I don't know that. I don't know what it is. And I may never know. But I do know that, let's say my inner child needs to cry. And I have an obligation to that, the same way I have an obligation to my external child. You get what I'm saying? And so I serve both. You know, I don't care. There should be no hesitation in that to me. Because if you can't do that, there are a lot of people, they'll come to me and be like, I haven't cried in 10 years, 20 years. I'm like, you got like 10 gallons worth of tears up in there, bro. Like, this is a lot of work. How you gonna show up for other people? You can't even feel them. You can't even feel yourself. You get what I'm saying? And so really, that's what I say. It's about self-love. You know what I mean? Because how can people trick you into thinking that you should neglect yourself so that you could look tough? Like, how would that work? Just go to the boxing. Just learn how to box. You know what I'm saying? It's fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually had a beautiful brother come to a retreat, kind of grew up in the gang life, got locked up and different things like that. And one of the things he shared, being in this space was just like, man, I had to wear a mask of being tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to hold all of this for so long. And but that wasn't real, as if I wasn't phased by all the things that I experienced in life, as if this stuff didn't hurt me, as if this stuff wasn't tough, or rough or whatever. And it was like, to be able to have a space here and cry and feel safe, and I'm not being judged or criticized or look like less than a man, is like something I didn't even know I needed, you know, and it's that, brought up even more feelings in that moment. And so it's like, it's important to know, and I'm my mom of boys. I have my baby princess, but I got 2 boys, so they outnumber her, you know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm like very much like, nah, like, have your feelings, you know what I'm saying? But also learn how to figure out some solutions when it's over, and also ask, like, am I just falling out right now?
Tantrum.
Having my tantrum, which tantrums are okay too. That's stuff we do in the retreats. It's like, you just gotta let it out sometimes. That's human intelligence that we suppress. But, just with my boys, it's like, I don't like for people to be like, don't be crying, you a boy. Like, don't even talk to my son like that, because, or any of my sons like that, because that's unhealthy for them to suppress. They should be in tune with themselves. And a man being in tune with himself in that way, if he, is dating women, then he's going to be able to show up, or anybody, whoever he's dating, he's going to be able to show up in their emotional capacity, because we are multi-dimensional beings. We have our physical, mental, emotional, and astral body. And if you want to align with people, like, all these bodies have to be contacted.
Come on, break it down.
You know what I'm saying? So if your emotional body is completely dormant, you're not able to meet people, at a certain level. And it's like you literally cutting yourself off from a part of connection that you could potentially have with people. So I think it's very important.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying that, because you just saved some man's life out there that's like, you know what? That brother look fly. Hey. You know what I'm saying? He driving a Porsche. You take care of his kids, and he still, give space for his emotions. And examples need to be shown so people know there's more than just having to show up in a specific mask role. It's like, can we please take the mask off? Can we put it down, please?
Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Ooh, so guess what, y'all?
Okay.
It's time to get spicy.
Okay. Spice.
A little spice.
Let's get it.
So we about to go into our hot seat segment.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready?
I don't know. Maybe. Yes.
Wait, but before we get started, I'm sorry, Malika, can you hand me that bottle on the side of that bag? I got a little gift for you.
Oh,
you know, so I manufacture health food products. Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Right
We
now,
got some
okay.
medicine.
Yes. So I have this is my newest product, you all. I have an organic soursop bitter.
Oh, awesome.
It's really good for inflammation, joint pain, cleansing the blood, and also detoxing your body. I created this for individuals who need a daily sip to remember that you are needed. Because this is going to bring you back to life. And guess what? It got a little cayenne in there, too. So,
Okay, some spice. The spice. I see where you go.
It got a little spice in there to wake you up.
Okay.
Make you feel rejuvenated. So I wanted to gift you that. And for anyone out there that is interested in, wanting to invest in your health and wellness, I have the website and the link in the bio in the description. So please check us out, herbandflow.com. And then while we're here, you might as well let the people know your projects or your programs that they can, get in tune with.
Sure.
So, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So you can check us out on honorsyoga.com, at honorsyoga on IG. I do one-on-one sessions, energy healing sessions, of course. I do retreats. So we got a lot of retreats. I have a retreat we keep coming up in Hawaii. Shout out to that.
Hey.
I have a retreat with Alicia coming up, Yin Oasis. That's in Colombia. One in Jamaica coming up. We got a lot of international stuff coming. Got a dark room retreat coming up in a couple days. So you can tune into the site. You will see also my certification. So I do Tantra training, energy healing training, sage training, and I got a new herbal type class coming soon too. And then level 2s to all those coming too. So I'm working.
Yes.
Period.
And Key, you might as well share with the people what you have going on.
Yes, I am co-owner of Supreme Essence and host varying different types of retreats for growth and development, helping people with their awakening process, helping with nervous system regulation, also providing retreats where we facilitate plant medicine in Ecuador, in Arizona, in different places like that. Also, a spiritual master teacher of the sacred arts of sound healing, spiritual life coaching, discipleship program, teaching people about nutrition as well, and just different things like that. So I got a lot of things coming up and going right now. I'm very grateful.
Yes. All right. So now it's time to spice it back up.
Spicy.
My first question for you, Jay, is have you ever caught feelings for a client or someone you were spiritually guiding?
Yes, of course. Yes. Am I supposed to tell the story? Hold on. Give me a second. I figure out which story I'm going to tell. Yeah, I mean, I get very connected. I generally, over time, have gotten much more guarded in that way. But early on, I was very connected. In fact, there was different type of connections. Like I had certain people I was connected to in a very heart kind of way. I could think of 2 right now, and it actually caused some trouble in my relationship. But it wasn't really nothing, but it could have been, but it wasn't. You get what I'm saying? Until it comes to the surface, it's not. You can't.
Wait, emotional cheating is a thing.
I don't agree with this. Everybody got their own definition. That's the thing. Everybody need their own contract. Emotional cheating. What do that mean? You get what I'm saying? Like if each contract, I believe everybody should create their own contract. And when you sit down, hey, what's okay in this relationship and what's not? If a person say it's okay, and then you do it, and then they remix it, see, this is where it get tricky. And that's the situation I was in. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but then what if she never experienced this, so she was okay with it, but then when she experienced it, she realized that she's not okay with it?
That's fine, but I'm still okay with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was okay without thinking I haven't changed. You have realized you come to a revelation. Revelations are beautiful. You get what I'm saying? But I do think that, like, it is important to be sensitive to people's changes. And it is important to really weigh out, like, okay, how important is this connection? You get what I'm saying? Because, like, on some level, some people be like, you know, now that you're with me, you can't have no female friends. And in the work that I do, that's not going to work. You get what I'm saying? And so I've ran into that issue a little bit. And I've restructured myself to let people know out the gate, this is what's not on the table. You get what I'm saying? And so I have those issues less now. But naturally, especially being a Tantra teacher, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And there's not a lot of men in this space. So, you know, people are trying to connect. But in general, I try to not connect most 99% of the time. You get what I'm saying? So, because it's not really safe to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. I mean, if we look right now in the media, how many men are in scandals related to a woman? You know what I'm saying? Whether they did it or not, some of them is not good brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. But some of them we don't know. But nonetheless, I can name 5, 10 of them right now, you know? And so in being in that space, you just have to be careful not to get into a situation that could be confused. Yeah.
I love that. So on the shadow sides of things, what would you wish more people understood about being a spiritual teacher, like being in the position of a spiritual teacher?
When you say on the shadow side of things, explain what you mean by that.
Meaning, like, what's things that people don't even realize you have to, like, go through, experience, deal with, or have to, like, work through because you're in this position? What's something you wish that people understood more?
That is 24 hours a day. You know, like before I know, you know, before the retreat, after the retreat, going into the set, like when y'all leave, we don't stop. Like I gotta then do the work to heal myself from what happened. I gotta do the work to then show up for my baby. Like it's really, in a way, it's like an Olympic training. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm grateful for it.
Me too.
And it's beautiful, but it's not something that's like, oh, I'm about to be a healer. It's like, if you say so, you get what I'm saying? We'll see about that.
Sure?
Right. 6 months later. You get what I'm saying? You know, that's how I feel about it. But you know, if you're called to it and you're drawn to it, you'll figure out.
Yeah, because when you have that conviction, you get through all of the humps. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You like crisis hotline.
Yes.
You know, you accept that is your calling, the crisis hotline.
Yeah.
You know, but you of course build boundaries and for yourself and continue to replenish yourself. But that's definitely a thing I can resonate with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I want to add, like, I really just wanted to do meditation and help people with that. Like, that's originally how I started. And now I do like 17 things. And a lot of it is shit that I didn't sign up for. Per se. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, but to do this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? To do this, now you got to do videography. You get what I'm saying? It's like, hold on. I just really wanted to do this one thing. And you understand exactly what I'm saying, right?
I do.
And it's like, I got 18
100%.
hats on now.
Yes.
What are all these hats doing? I'm a travel agent and shit. Like, I don't know where the hotel is. I just want you to meditate. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, the hotel is in front of the pyramids. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can show on both sides. But one side of me is stronger than the other is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You know, so those other sides sometimes are a challenge for me to show up. And I've worked to get better and better at, you know, the customer service and the other layers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about orgasm being a part of the Tantra experience that can take you to different heights.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, have you ever had a spiritual awakening mid-orgasm?
Wait, describe spiritual awakening. Because this word can mean a lot of things. What you mean?
Well, take it however you want. Awakening, something profound.
Yes.
Dawned upon you.
I download.
I just realized E equals MC squared. I have had an orgasmic experience where shortly after I had some beautiful tears of gratitude. Right. And so that was awesome. It was amazing. It was actually with the first person I ever practiced Tantra with. Yeah. And I remember crying. I remember like actually being at the stop sign at the street, like, is this real? Why the hell am I crying? I ain't got no reason for these tears. I'm just happy. You know, scream out the sunroof. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? And it was just amazing because, you know, it's hard as a man always to open your heart, you know? So I looked at that as a gift. That was amazing. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, the dad.
Yes.
Okay, what would you say your biggest spiritual ego trap has been, and how has it humbled you?
Ego trap. I feel like the idea that everything is supposed to go right because I did everything right. You know, like there was a time where I really was like, all right, I done did the meditation. I done did it. Why is this retreat still? You get what I'm saying? Like that thing is just sort of like letting go expectations because just because like you're good at something doesn't mean like it's not going to rain today. You get what I'm saying? And like letting go of that. I'm better with that now, but there was a time where I was like, all right, this messed up just because I didn't do this. And if I do this and I do that, and it kind of could put you in a frenzy state, really.
Yeah.
You know? And so it can become ego because it's like you're really trying to project things you can't control.
Yeah.
You know? So that we all have a little bit of that, but in the spiritual world, I feel like it gets more fancy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right, it's raining, but I can kind of control the rain a little bit, so it's my fault it's raining. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like just like that, it's okay. You know? So
100%.
so you just have to let go, and like tragedy will fall upon all of us. Hard times will fall upon all of us. Stagnation, you get what I'm saying? All of it. And it's like just being okay with life and saying yes to every layer. It's like, it's okay, you know?
Yes to every layer.
Yeah, finding divinity in all of it, you know?
Okay, so the next spicy question is, have you ever used your spiritual gifts to seduce someone on purpose?
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Yes, for sure. I ain't teaching all this Tantra shit for nothing. I believe in learning how to use sexual tension. You understand what I'm saying? So I remember, I ain't gonna get too detailed, but I remember there was a sister that I met, and we met at the ocean. She took me out to the ocean. That was her seduction. But you know what I'm saying? So then we went back to the house, and somehow or another I was back, and I was like, you know, we should dance. And she was like, well, actually, first we went to this restaurant, and we were at the restaurant, and so this is the thing. She was eating, and she was talking, and she was so articulate, and da-da-da. But I noticed she was, like, explaining herself in such a way that was, like, she was kind of selling herself. Like, you know, she's really amazing. I'm like, you already amazing. I don't much give a fuck what you're saying. You get what I'm saying? You know, I do this, I do. I'm like, whatever, man. I already, you know what I'm saying? So, but then it was this energy that was running up her leg. And see, me being the energy person, she had made a reaction. And I was like, oh, is the energy running up your leg? She was like, how can you feel that? I was like, I mean, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Not me, baby.
She was like, I ain't never experienced nobody that can experience it. At that moment, I knew it's going down. Because you gonna say she ain't never nobody can feel inside her body. And we eating a sandwich, but I'm just talking to her like, I know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I can move it around if you want. You get what I'm saying?
I can move that energy, baby.
You understand? So then we go to the house and I offer her to dance. She's like, well, we already been dancing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, no, a different type of dance. You get what I'm saying? So she had already seen this dance before. That's why I felt okay to do it with her. And we done the shamanic dance. Done it for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then we had a beautiful experience afterwards. Yeah, it was cool. And it wasn't like, that actually ended up becoming a relationship too. So it wasn't like some like random thing. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for your openness. And, you know.
For sure.
What's something that still cracks you open emotionally, no matter how evolved you are?
Music. You know, music. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The right songs, it's like eternal heartstrings. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put on certain songs from my childhood, or certain songs, certain notes, you know?
Yeah.
That just take you back to that space of vulnerability or longing, or, you know, there was a, Three-Body Problem.
Yes.
Right, which is like a super sci-fi science alien.
Great show, guys.
Yes. So Three-Body Problem, I was listening to it, but the soundtrack, I don't know, I'm gonna spoil it. It's old. Okay. All right, so in Three-Body Problem, there's a part where my man's going off into space. You seen it? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so I can't explain it too much. But they basically are, some aliens are on the way, but they're not gonna be here for like 300 years. So they send in this man in hope that the aliens will basically find him. So they send him out in space. And he about to die. So, but when they send him off, it's the strings that they play. And it just took me back one time, or forward or whatever, like, where I got the sense as I was listening to that of some people in space that I left behind. You know, like that. Like a mother that was waiting for me on the other side. You know, and I was like, oh, I was like talking to, you know, like it was like deep for me. Like it became transcendental, but it was just from this song, you know. And so it was like, you know, like a where you come from type of thing. You know, like where. Like maybe where our ancestors come from or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Your cosmic lineage.
Yes, that. And so I didn't expect that. I was just going on Netflix. You get what I'm saying? But that song delivered, you know, that gateway for me.
I feel that.
Before we wrap, Jay, I want to say thank you for coming and being a part of Wholistic Conversations. I think this was a very profound, educated, fun episode.
Yes, it was.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I really did. We got to laugh. We got to get deep. We got to get some resonance. It was beautiful. You know, my brother, I love you. I think the world of you, and I'm grateful that we've gotten to build and, you know, like co-collective. You know what I'm saying? Brother, sister school coming soon. And just thank you so much for your heart, your intellect, your soul, and just, you know, thank you for your service. You know, I think it's so important that I see, like, people who hold healing spaces, like, you know, soldiers out there, generals out there. It's like, you know, like, thank you. Because it takes a lot to say, I'm going to do this work and do it with integrity and do it with heart and soul and mind involved and show up every single day. So thank you for all that you do, all that you are, and all that you've been.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
I love the space. I love what y'all are doing. I love that y'all have teamed up. You can understand?
You feel me? It's like that makes years of collaboration. You feel me?
It's beautiful to see. Any way I can support, I'm here.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all so much.
And thank you all for tuning in to another beautiful, profound, energetic episode of Wholistic Conversations. If you took anything away from today's conversation, I want you to remember that it's okay to not know where you're going, but remember that having a coach, a mentor, someone that you look up to can help guide you into the unknown. Because the unknown could be scary, or it can be fun. It can be joyful. It can be exciting if you have the right people beside you. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you all on the next episode. Peace out.
Peace, everybody. Yay.
Awesome.
How you feeling?
I'm good.
You press stop on the other one, then you hold the other one down.